Hello, I will be demoing the configuration for model risk assessment scoring. So the very first step for scoring is configuring the scoring in a smart assessment template. So for now, we have this model risk assessment questionnaire. We have already configured the scoring for this model risk questionnaire. You can see we have enabled the assessment level score, as well as if you go to the question, we have enabled the section level scores for both the section, and in each question we also have the scoring for each option. So this is the configuration that can be done from smart assessment layer. We have added the documentation in the KB article. We can go there and click to set up all this scoring configuration on the smart assessment level. And once that scoring configuration is done, we can go ahead and start working on the model risk assessment scoring. For that, the minimum role required is a model risk management admin role. So this user I am currently using has that role. Now to start that, we'll need to go to all, which search for assessment score, assessment score. In this module, we will show a list view. So if you want to see, this is a current active scoring configuration that is already present. We are shipping this configuration out of the box. Here we have chosen where we have these fields. So first field is assessment template. In the field assessment template, we choose the smart assessment template that we want to set up this scoring for. So let's choose the template that is already chosen in the last one. So this will be model risk assessment questionnaire. And then there are two fields. One is the script variable and one is the script output format. In the script variable, we are defining all the variables that you can use in the script. By default, we have this model risk ID and smart assessment overall score shipping out of the box. And then we can also add the section level scores and the question level scores that you have configured at smart assessment layer as a variable. To do that, you need to add it from the list view, related list. You can click on edit and you can add them in this configuration. So let's create a fresh configuration from the start. So I will start with the assessment score. I will click on new. Here I will choose the smart assessment template for which I have configured the scoring. I have configured scoring for this model risk assessment questionnaire. I'll be choosing this. And once that is there, for now, I will save this record. This will show us the related list on the bottom. Now, if you click on edit, if you want to see here, you have the model risk ID and the smart assessment questionnaire overall score available. And to add question level and section level, we need to go to bottom from this related list and add them sections. So I will add, click on edit. We have all the questions that are available. If you want to select some, we can choose it. Now I have chosen these three. So if you want, now, yeah, so these questions are added. Now the variable names for these questions is defined as below. So you have question number this, and these are also updated in this field. We have all these three questions. Let's add the section metrics as well. In the section metrics, I can choose the smart assessment sections. So in our template, we have only two sections, risk assessment and materiality assessment. So let's use them. Now I've saved it. Now the section level scores are also generated. Once this is there, we can start working on our script. We need to start our code between these two comments. Let's not touch anything in the try catch block, and we need to store our result in this where result object. The schema for that object is defined here, like how we are going to define that result object. In this result, we have major keys model tier, where we calculate and store the model tier. So this is the out of the box values. Currently, we are shipping out of the box these four choices. So we can add these choices as a string type value here. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, that will define the model risk tier, model risk materiality tier. Then there is a model risk score. It is a numerical value corresponding to the risk score that we are calculating in this script. Then based on this score, we have this risk rating that we can define. It is a qualitative rating from very low, low, medium, high, very high, that we are shipping out of the box. You can customize in the model risk rating field on that table. You can add new choices. You can use those choices here. Then model risk matrix and the model risk task metrics. So these are intermediate scores that we are using in our calculation, and we want to store it at our model risk level and model risk task level, so that people can see and review the process and all the scores that are calculated through it. So the object for this is that, so these both are an array which contains the model risk metric type object. So it has the three things. First one is a metric name, where we define this is a string which shows the name of the metric that we are creating. Then metric score is the score corresponding to this metric, and the metric rating is a rating corresponding to this metric. And similar, it is for model risk task as well. So let's write some basic script. So I have already written a script. I will be using that one. So I will just paste it here. Now, if I want to go through this script, so here we have this pair result object. In this object, we want to initialize. So I have created a blank object, and then I have set up all the properties that are needed as per the output schema. Now we have these two arrays, model risk matrix and model risk task matrix, and we have three ratings. So here we have model tier, model risk score, and model risk rating. Now, uh, so this is a risk score. It is the score from the risk assessment section. So for risk assessment section, our section variable is this. I will be using this variable here, the script. So this will give me numerical score corresponding to the risk assessment section. And then materiality score, I will be using the variable that is there for materiality assessment section. So I will use it here. Now the script is simple after this. So we are storing this risk score as a model risk score. Then if the risk score is more than 4, we are setting the model risk rating as very high. If it is else if it is greater than 3, we are storing it as high. If it is greater than 2, we are storing it at medium. And then if it is else, we are storing it as low. So this model risk score here, as per our configuration on assessment template, if you want to see, let's go to assessment workspace, model risk assessment questionnaire, questions. We have risk assessment. So in the risk assessment, we are taking average of all questions scores. So here we have questions that are rated from 1 to 5, and we are taking average of all the 5 questions. So based on this, the score will be between 1 to 5, and based on that, we are configuring this if else logic to calculate our risk rating. Similarly, I am doing for materiality score that I am calculating, and based on it, I am calculating the materiality tier. Higher materiality tier means we require higher level of governance and monitoring for this model is. And so also I am creating a basic metric called a total assessment score that I will be storing at the model risk matrix. So I am pushing in that array a object of metric type that is defined as per schema. We are giving a name, a score, and a rating. We are giving a name, total assessment score, and the total assessment score is a risk score plus materiality score. The metric rating is the model risk rating that we are calculating here. So based on this, let's validate this script. If I validate this script, so I need to save the form before, so I will save it. And now I will try to validate the script. So while script is valid, we can set this as active. If we want to try to set it active, we will save it. Yeah, we will get an error that there is already one configuration that is active. So let's make that configuration inactive. I will go to assessment scores. So this is the configuration that is already active. We'll open this. I will make it inactive. I will save it. Now I will go back to our old one that we created. So here we have created the scoring configuration for this one. I will make it active. I will save it. Now we have saved it and made it active. So when a model risk assessment is generated and completed, this script will run, and it will calculate and assign the scores to our model risk task and the model risk tiers. So let's create one assessment. So I will be impersonating with the governance user. Governance users are allowed to create the assessment. So I will be impersonating as a governance, impersonate user, Alien Rabbit. So Alien Rabbit is the model list governance user. I will come to model list workspace. Coming to the list view, there is a smart test model scoring. Here, I will create a model risk assessment. I will assign it to able tutor and I will select the due date as suppose some future due date. Create the task. I open the task. We have the smart assessment that is assigned to able tutor. There is no rating and metrics as of now. Now let's go to able tutor and complete this assessment. Here this is able tutor. I refresh this task. He has a model risk assessment assigned. Go to assessment. I'll complete that assessment. So for now, let's choose everything for materiality assessment. I'm choosing everything more than 4. So the tier should be tier 1. Next section. And for risk rating, I'm going to choose everything low and very low so that it will have a very lower rating. Will not have a high rating. Yeah. We'll submit this. Okay. Now if I come back to this, the approval is sent. If I refresh this record. So as we chose everything very high in the materiality assessment, materiality tier is calculated as a high. And if we go to assessment, we can see the total assessment score is 7.2 and the risk rating is 2.6. And based on the 2.6 risk rating, risk score, a rating medium has been calculated for this. Now, if we want to go back to model risk, there is no, the metrics are here, but there is no tier and risk rating field at the model risk level. It will only happen when the task is approved. So I will go here. I will approve the task. So I have configured Rabbit as approver as well. If I approve the task, now task is approved and completed. If I now go back to model risk task and I refresh the page, I will get the tier copied from the model risk task. In the task, we calculated tier to be tier 1. And now here we are seeing the tier 1. And we are seeing the metrics as well. So that's how you configure the scoring on the model risk assessment. Thank you.